What's up, YouTube? Wanted to jump on here today and go over one of my favorite things to talk about is silver. And I wanted to talk in particular today about fractional silver. Fractional silver is one of my favorite things to stack in my bullion stack. And I just like the fractional for barterability. You know, you get a full 1 ounce round or you got a big bar. You know, it's pretty hard to divide it up if you wanted to barter with your friends for something smaller, right? So we don't have to have a doomsday scenario, but if for any reason, if you just wanted your privacy and you wanted barterability between you and your neighbor or whatever, you know, maybe they have some eggs, you need some eggs, you can't get to the money, whatever's going on, if they'll take silver, you got some fractional silver and that works great. So my favorite are the dimes. You know, there's all kinds of fractional silver. You can get little bars, you can get little rounds, but they carry a high premium. So you're going to pay quite a bit to get those. So if you're going to do that, my favorite thing to do is just to buy a dime. Because when you get a dime, you have the numismatic value along with it. It's very recognizable. And people, of course, being recognizable, they know what it is. So they know, they don't question, well, is it silver or whatever. So I like the dimes, the 90% silver dimes. They are, of course, 90% silver by volume, which is 0.07 troy ounces. Okay, so at the current time of this video, 0.07 troy ounces actually equates to about $1.57 per dime. So you can get Roosevelt dimes from 1946 all the way up to 1964 are 90% silver. But my favorite is what's in here. You know, there's all different years of dimes, and you can go back. Of course, the farther back you go, the premiums just keep coming up. So we're going to take a look at what we got in here in this bag. Of course, you can tell I got this at SD Bullion. But you can find good sales anywhere. SD, JM Bullion, online. If you got private sellers that are reputable, you can buy from them. So what this is $100. Okay, face value of dimes. They are well circulated, so it's okay to handle these. But this is the Mercury dime, which is my personal favorite. So if I can look through here, we'll find one halfway decent to look at. We can look at this. Just a well circulated Mercury dime. And you can see the lady on here, which is Elsie Stevens. And she was she modeled for the designer of this, which is Adolf Weinman. And if you can see right down here, my pointer here, right down here, we've got his initials right there in front of the pen. There's an A over W for Adolf Weinman. This is just a common 1943. So we got Elsie Stevens, Lady Liberty. She's wearing the winged Fijian cap, representing freedom and liberty. So this young lady on the dime, that Adolf Weinman, he actually did a bust sculpture of her, Elsie Stevens. And her husband actually rented an apartment from him. And him being an artist, he wanted to draw her, so he did. But there's some debate about that too. I guess Elsie Stevens looks most like the bust that he created, and they said that's who's on this dime. But some people think this could be Audrey Munson. So she was also on the Walking Liberty 50-cent piece, Audrey Munson was. So that's up for some people to debate, but the general consensus is that this is Elsie Stevens. So another interesting piece of history there that I wanted to share with y'all. And then if we flip it over on the back, we've got the olive branch. You know, it's just a symbol of peace. And then we've got the fasces with the little axe on the top of it. So this one is an S mint. So this was minted in San Francisco. You can see the S down by the olive branch base right there in front of the pen tip. So that's where the S is. It's where the mint mark resides on the Mercury dime. So I think these are just they're really nice. It's great that they're circulated. You can just handle them all you want to. So there are $100 face value in here, and at the time of this recording, SD Bullion has these. I think they're right around $1,923 for a $100 face value. That's not terribly bad. That's $19.27, just a little over $19.27 face for junk silver. I've seen it from selling from $18 up $22 range, so it's a good price, you know, for junk silver. That is $1.97 per dime. So not too bad. There's 1,000 dimes here to get to $100 face value. 0.07 troy ounces. And one way you can always figure your constitutional silver, what the melt value is, or if you wanted to figure out pricing, like if you're going to sell this to your bullion dealer, you can just go and calculate this. So this is a dime, right? So it's 1/10 of a dollar. So to get the calculation, we can just take 1/10 of a dollar. We can do 0.1. It doesn't want to focus now. There we go. So we can, to get the value, the melt value, we can just take 0.10 for the 10 cents. We can multiply that times 0.715. That takes in a little accounting for wear, for circulation on this. And then you can multiply that times the current spot price, and that will give you the value, the melt value of your dime. Now, one other thing you want to do, if you buy a big bundle of dimes like this, it's worth your time, in my opinion, maybe not for you, depends, to go through and look at the dates on here and the condition of the dimes. If you find some superb condition ones, maybe set them aside and just replace them with some more worn ones for your stack, for your fractional. So if you're into the numismatic value, but some of the key dates for these can bring a lot of money. So if you got extremely lucky and found a 1916D, just one that's war, very war, as long as the mint mark is legible, like the D mint mark would be down here in the corner where we talked about. If you could see the D and had a 1916, just a very good dime, good condition, would bring $1,000. Now, as you go up the ladder and the condition gets better, that price just keeps going up drastically. So exponentially, actually. But you want some of the other key dates you want to look out for are 1921 Mercury dimes. Any one, the D or the Philadelphia, the no mint mark or mint mark with a D. Those are valuable. And also the 1926S, I'd pull those out. If you have any 1942s, you want to look for 42 over 41. So, or I guess it'd actually be a 41, but the 42 would be over the 41. They had those in the Philadelphia, which is no mint mark, or the Denver with a D mint mark. So keep an eye out for them. And then I think, you know, there's some micro S's. I believe that's on the 1945. Just all the little specialty things. So keep an eye out for them, and maybe it's a good time to put a set together. I actually done that, went through these, put a set together for my daughter. Of course, I didn't have all the key dates. I did get a few, but the 1916D and maybe one of the 1921s, I had to buy separately, of course. But I was able to put together a complete set, and I did that a few years back, and now I have it for my daughter. You know, that's just one thing I'm going to pass along, put together for her. And it did have, you know, the 42 over 41. So I got those varieties in there and the micro S. So very nice set for her. Hopefully it'll be worth something when she's older. And if she needs some money, she can sell it and profit from that. Just one thing Dad wanted to pass along. So you guys, if you want to go, make sure you check out all the prices. Don't just take my word for it. I will leave a link down to SD Bullion below just to make it convenient. But you can check out JM Bullion. There's Silver Gold Bull. There's Monument Metals. There's so many. I can't even remember them all. But you always want to check them all out for the best price. Wait for a sale. And you can always wait for silver too. Spot price of silver to take a dip and get a really good buy. So that's all I wanted to cover with you guys today. My favorite fractional silver. And let me know what yours is in the comments down below. And you guys, I'm going to get out of here. So take care and peace out.